Welcome back to Learn with Chris. I'm Chris. Today I'm going to start a little series which I call Phrasal Verbs A to Z except X. So I'm going to make a series of videos talking about phrasal verbs, and I'm going to go through the alphabet A to Z, giving examples of, I'm going to pick one verb per letter of the alphabet, so one for A, one for B, one for C, etc., and give as many phrasal verbs as I can come up with related to that verb. Except for except for X, because there are no phrasal verbs starting with X. There's almost no verbs that begin with X in English, but there will be for all the other letters. So, of course, today we'll start with A. And the verb we're going to pick for phrasal verbs A is the verb ask. And I think I have about 6 phrasal verbs that start with ask. Okay, but before we look at that, what is a phrasal verb? Okay, so phrasal verbs is when you take a verb and you're going to add generally a preposition, but it could also be an adverb. So you're going to end up with usually a 2 or 3 word combination, and it has a special meaning. And what makes phrasal verbs very hard in English is that generally it's impossible to guess what it means from the individual words. So you have your verb and you have your preposition. You might understand the verb and you might understand the preposition, but it's going to have a special meaning when it comes together. So a common example would be shut up, right? So shut up means stop talking, right? So the verb shut means to close. And up is a preposition, up. So how does close and up mean stop talking? So it's impossible to guess what shut up means from the individual words shut and up. You have to learn the phrasal verb individually. You have to learn what shut up means. Shut up means stop talking. That's why phrasal verbs are hard, because I think there's quite literally thousands of them in English. At least there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. And then they're really hard to guess what they mean from the individual words. So you just have to learn them one by one. And that's why they're a difficult part of English, because it's a lot of vocabulary that you have to learn and remember and use. Okay, so let's go on with phrasal verbs A, ask. So our first example is ask around. So ask around means you're asking questions in an area, in a location. So as an example, I don't know where the bank is, but you can ask around. Maybe someone will know. So ask around this area, and maybe somebody can tell you where the bank is. So ask around, asking questions in a specific location or area. Ask out. Maybe you know this one. I think ask out is pretty common. To invite someone out on a date, you ask out. So example, after weeks of hesitation, Tom finally asked Sarah out to dinner. So Tom asked Sarah out. He invited her to go on a date. So ask out. Next one is ask over. When you ask someone over, you invite them to your house, maybe for dinner or something like that. So example, we should ask the neighbors over for lunch so we can get to know them better. So we're going to invite them to our house. We ask them over to our house. Okay, let's do another one. Ask in. So another inviting, but this time you're asking someone to come into your house or into your building. So you invite someone inside. That's to ask someone in. So example, when the delivery person arrived, I asked him in so he could get out of the rain. So ask him in. That means come into my house or into my home. Then we have ask for. When you ask for something, you're requesting it, you want it. So example, The children asked for chocolate ice cream as a treat because they were good kids today. So they asked for chocolate ice cream. They wanted chocolate ice cream. That was their request. When you ask for something, you want it. You want someone to give it to you. And our last example, ask up. It's another example of an invitation, but it's only possible if the direction is up, as in I live in a building and my building is up above the ground floor. So invite someone to your home on a higher floor. So if you live on the 5th floor, then you ask up people because they have to go up the elevator to get to your apartment. So after example, after coffee, she asked me up to her apartment to show me her art collection. So she lives above the ground floor. Okay, so to recap what we're doing here, so I'm taking a I'm taking a verb that begins with the letter A. Ask is the example, and then I'm coming up with as many phrasal verbs that begin with ask. And today we had 6. Ask around, ask out, ask over, ask in, ask for, and ask up. So these are 6 phrasal verbs that begin with ask. I'm going to attempt 25 videos going through the alphabet over the next 25 days. So you can expect B tomorrow. So thank you for watching. I hope you learn a lot of extra vocabulary from this little series I'm starting today. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you in the next video. Have a good day.